It's The Mechanic, directed by legendary Michael Winner. It's a story of a hitman who takes on a young protege, played by Jan Michael Vincent.
You ever hear of the term mechanic used outside of its normal meaning?
Yeah. It's a shooter.
Now, this film came out on November 17th, 1972. And we're going to start off by talking about the iconic opening scene.
When I was younger, I did not appreciate the opening sequence. At that time, I remember thinking, man, is he ever going to talk? Is he ever going to kill anybody? But I look at it now, and it's just such a unique and amazing opening sequence that features all that time of Bronson preparing. It's just amazing.
I think it makes the movie.
I think it makes the movie too, and it sets the tone for Charles Bronson's character, not just in that film, but in a lot of films where he doesn't say a lot. And there's something out on Netflix called The Killer that everyone who's saying, oh, it reminds us of The Mechanic, because there's a long intro where he's planning to kill some guy, but you hear the guy's inner thoughts or his inner dialogue. To me, it doesn't trust the viewer's intelligence to understand what's going on. Like, I feel like a lot of the themes in this movie, like, I think there's some themes of loneliness, some themes of anxiety, stuff like that. The words didn't need to be spoken. You kind of it was understood. And when I watched that movie, The Killer, and I was like, the only way this reminds me of The Mechanic is that he's a killer. That's it. I got to listen to his inner dialogue the whole goddamn time, like he's Ferris Bueller. Like, I can't figure out what's going on or come up with my own idea of what's going on.
That movie also kind of turns the idea of what happens in The Mechanic on its head as well, because in the Killer, I mean, he's talking all the time. I mean, he's preparing for the hit. He's talking, and then he screws up the hit.
Fuck. And I noticed this time around, even though I watched the movie 1,000 times, is Bronson his hair's real greasy in the beginning. He's dressed like a bum to fit in what's probably West Hollywood or something like that. And then right after that, when we see him at home, we see that he's sophisticated and clean and even like a little eccentric. So you see like two different sides of the character.
That's what was great about the movie, was that they used such subtle clues without having to over explain everything and give you, this is what he's thinking right now. This is what he's feeling right now. This is his likes. This is his interests. They didn't over exaggerate everything and give you this vomit full of information. It was simple, subtle things. And you can almost fill in the blanks and give your own kind of touch on things. Maybe he likes this for this reason or that. It gives you the ability to make the movie more your own and less this is what it is. And I think that's what makes it so fantastic.
And yeah, that's what I like about some of these older films, is they either trust you to understand what's going on, or they trust you to come up with your own interpretation of it. And sometimes my interpretation is more, to me, is I like it better and I like to discuss with other people what they think. That's all the fun of it.
What it reminded me of was, I remember reading that the studio gave major pushback in the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks, because I think there's like about 24 minutes in there roughly where there's no dialogue, and the studio was really pushing for there to be narration. Like, there's no way we can have this much silence. There's got to be at least narration. Of course, they didn't do it, and that movie does the same thing as The Mechanic. You're allowed to just kind of observe, but what else I love about this opening sequence in The Mechanic too, it drives home the idea of solitude. Like, this guy is precise. He's good at what he does. He's sophisticated, but he's also lonely. He seems like he's alone in the world, and it drives that home as well.